Budhagupta had developed good relations with neighbouring kingdoms like Kannauj, and this strategy empowered him to drive out Hunas from his territory. Hunas had been attacking his empire from all four directions: east, west, north, and south. Northern India was invaded by Alchon Huns, and Toramana had set up his own coinage and inscription there. The Hunas were a Central Asian Xionite tribe that consisted of four hordes: Northern Huna, also known as the Black Huns; Southern Huna, the Red Huns; Eastern Huna, the Celestial Huns; and the White Huns, the Western Huna. The White Huns, those who invaded the Gupta Empire during the reign of Kumaragupta, were also known as the Hephthalites and caused great damage to the failing Gupta Empire. Northern India, and in particular the area of Eran, was next invaded by the Alchon Huns ruler Toramana, who set up his own coinage and some inscriptions of Toramana found from Eran. As Budhagupta had close ties to Kannauj, the rulers of all neighbouring states united and defeated Hunas and drove them out of the fertile plains of northern India. Inscription number 38, Damodarpur Copper Plate Inscription of the time of Budhagupta, year 163, Provenance, Damodarpur, Dinajpur district, Bangla Desh. Now in the Museum of the Varendra Research Society, Rajashahi, Bangladesh. Script late Northern Brahmi. Language Sanskrit. Two towns in the neighborhood of Dinajpur, one about 16 kilometers to northeast and the other about 25 kilometers to NE, are named Palsabri. The first is about 22 kilometers north and the other 32 kilometers north of the find spot. Another place, about 15 kilometers NW of the find spot and about 18 kilometers SE, Dinajpur, is known as Palsadanda. It is not certain which of these represents the ancient Palsavrindaka. English translation of the inscription. Samvat plus 60 plus 3 on the 13th day of Ashadha, while Paramadevta, Pambataraka Maharajadiraja, the illustrious Budhagupta, was the lord of the earth, and while in the Pandra-vardhana province, Uparika Maharaja Brahmadatta, favored by His Majesty, was the administering agent. Peace from Palsavrindaka, the village jury of 8 families headed by the Mahattara, and the village headmen and the householders, being in confidence, after wishing their well-being, informed the prominent householders among the subject, led by the Brahmanas in Chandagramka, as follows: Nabakas, the village headman, petitions to us for the increase of religious merit of another father and myself. I desire to settle some noble Brahmins. So kindly favor with the transfer of non-transferable fellow fields yielding no income after collecting from me the price in cash according to the customary terms of sale prevalent in the village, whereas it was determined by the record keeper Patradasa, has rightly petitioned. This is a case within the customary terms of sale. Therefore, be granted to him for the increase of religious merit of His Honourable Majesty the Great King. Again, as determined in accordance with the determination of this same Patradasa, on receipt of 2 dinars from Nabka, after being duly entered in the revenue register by the Revenue-Clerks. Kapila and Sribhadra, after inspection in the south, west and north of the exact boundary having been measured out with rods of 8, 9 and 9 standard and de-markated with boundary marks on all the 4 directions by the jury headed by the Mahattara and the householders. 1 Kulyavapa of non-transferable fellow land yielding no revenue situated to the northern circumference of the Vayi-gamaka has been given to Nagde. So in future should be preserved by the administration, having regard for dharma. And the great sages have said, here follow 3 of the customary verses of imprecation.